Welcome back to the podcast, guys.
Hello.
Welcome. We're just literally going off the cuff today. I'm not going to lie. We don't really have...
Today's been mad. We were like, okay, let's organise it. Our version of organisation for our podcast is Liv shows up, we throw everything together, and then we're like, oh, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Maybe we should be a little bit more organised. Yeah. If there's anything that you want to know more about, obviously let us know, because that would be fantastic. But I've had a very good week this week.
I'm so proud of you.
Honestly, I'm so happy. So last week, I obviously spoke about the fact that my life was turned upside down. And then I went back to the UK and I've come back here. And I just got my first apartment on my own.
And it's so nice.
It's so nice.
It's so nice.
It's so nice. And I feel like when you get an apartment here, it is a little bit different because the way in which you get apartments in Dubai is not really like the UK.
No.
So you have to basically pay more money up front. Like you have to have lots of things in place to like be able to get one.
Yeah, you need to be secure.
Yeah.
Like, you know, at home you could do like month to month or you put like a light deposit down. It's not like
that here, and I just feel like just very proud of myself, to be honest, because I feel like I've come a long way to get to this point, and it's quite scary at the age of 26. Am I 26? Yeah, I'm nearly 27. But at the age of 26, this is the first time that I'm ever living on my own.
That's mad.
I know.
Well, actually, I can't say anything. I was 31 and 32 living on... No, how old was I? Oh my God, how old was I?
I don't know.
I feel like I was in my 30s the first time I lived on my own, now that you say that.
Yeah. Yeah, you were.
So actually, you're doing pretty well. Fuck, that's bad.
Yeah, because I feel like I've gone from living at my family home, then I went to uni, and then I just lived with friends. I did like house shares.
Yeah.
Then obviously lived with a partner, and now this is like the first time that I've been single and lived on my own.
Oh my God, you're such a big girl.
It's very exciting.
Adulting 101 over here.
I know.
But it is so different, isn't it?
So different. So now my next job is to actually decorate it, and honest to God, this is the one job that I hate.
No, I love it.
I hate it. I really hate it.
I was like, if you need anything, let me know, because I'm ready to go.
If I could afford to have an interior designer just come in and be like, this, that is what I'd do. But obviously that's not going to happen. So I need to try and get some ideas together.
Okay, so we're going to this place called Dragon Mart. We were just talking about it before the podcast. Dragon Mart, lads, not joking, like carnage in there. And it's like, it takes hours to walk around. You have to bring cash. It's like a big market. And we are going.
Yeah, I'm dreading it.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. You'll be fine. We'll just give you loads of Red Bull. You'll be fine.
Do you know what it is? It's just I have loads of ideas in my head, but I just don't know how to put them all together. Do you know what I mean?
I think we need to get pictures of the apartment, which we do.
Yeah.
And then just go in and just have measurements and you'll be fine. Perfect. We can do this.
Oh God.
I'm ready. The whole place is going to be decked out in about 2 hours.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. I can't wait to get in. I'm just like slowly moving myself in over this week because I've got somewhere else to like have a bit of a transition period, and then hopefully by this weekend it'll be like my first proper time in there.
Oh my God, it's mad. This is so mad. But it's all very exciting though. I literally have no news today. I'm very boring. Like literally all I've been doing is working, training, nothing exciting.
I haven't even joined a gym yet. No. I've just been gym hopping.
Really? Would you not do B1?
It's just too big. It gives me anxiety. And it's so funny because I put on my story like last week saying how the gym gave me anxiety, and one of my clients was like, oh, it's so nice to actually hear that. Oh my God, is it rolled in? Yeah, it is. Sorry.
This happens us all the time, by the way. So just in case you see us freak out like in the middle of the podcast, it's usually because it usually stops rolling halfway through for us. No,
it's all right. One of my clients was like, it's so nice to know that, you know, you get anxious still, like even with you are like where you are. And I'm like, well, we are all human. But I think when you go back to the UK for a while and then you come back here, you realise how big and scary these gyms actually are. And Banús, for whatever reason, I've been going there on a Sunday just to see if I like it, but I just can't. I just can't get into it, and I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because I don't have a gym partner, or I'm just going there on my own. But I'm just finding it very overstimulating.
I think it's just because the first time when you go in there initially, and you were going in there when the expo and stuff was on, so everyone was here.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just don't pay attention. Maybe I just don't pay.
You're so used to it that place.
I'm just used to it. But I think, speaking of that, like a lot of people have like that gym anxiety thing, I think is like such a big thing.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah.
Like even if you're at a small gym at home, I think people have it.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
but I don't actually think it goes away to an extent. Like if you're in a new environment,
with anything.
Yeah, like with anything, like it's something that is going to stop you. But even now, like me going to these different gyms, like I actually have to sit there in the car and I'm like psyching myself up to go in.
But you know what? That's good for people to hear, because I think so many people are like, you know, when you see people on social media, I feel people genuinely think, oh, they must be perfect. And I'm like, I literally said the other day, I don't know where I got this line from, but I'm actually, I love it. So I just, you know, when something else comes to you and you're like, oh my God, that was a good line. I was like, there's no such thing as perfect. What you're chasing is happiness.
True.
Is that not good or what? I was literally sitting there. I was like, geez, that's fucking
You should write a book.
I should. I'm going to copyright that, lads. If I see that quote anywhere, I'll be like, yeah, that was me. But like, I feel like people chase perfection. Like, but it's like, there's no such thing as perfect. It's like you feeling happy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, you're going to be anxious at loads of points in your life. I get anxious, so do you. Like, we get sad. We have normal stuff going on. Like, I don't know where this robotic nature comes from. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's just social media, isn't it? Like social media gives you the perception that everyone's life is just going great all the time. I think that's why I like talking about when my life is not good.
Yeah, same.
Because it just makes people be like, oh, actually, this person who appears to have their shit together actually doesn't all the time, and this person who does gym for a living actually still gets nervous about going all the time. And I think, it's just powerful to be able to show other people that your life is not perfect.
Yeah, because no one's is, and I feel like it's relatable. Like, I think people really have a misconception, especially coaches actually have a misconception that you have to be perfect. And it's like, actually, I'm not going to buy into that. I'm going to buy into the person who I actually can relate to and I can understand, and that can understand me. Because I feel what's lacking in the industry is people understanding.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what I was saying to you earlier. You know, like a big thing now that we're on the topic is like coaches in the industry. And I know a lot of coaches are going to be watching this, but like I think a big thing is like, you know, when people say like, oh my God, coaching is like saturated now. I don't think it is. Do you? I don't think like proper coaches, and like when it comes to knowledge and when it comes to results and when it comes to care, that level is not saturated.
No, I think there's lots of coaches. I don't know whether there's lots of really great coaches.
I agree, yeah.
But I guess everyone has to start from somewhere, don't they? But I think there is a definite difference in those who put a lot of time and effort into improving their skill set and those who don't.
Yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, like within this industry, the coaches that do well sometimes can just be the best salespeople, not the best coaches.
Sure.
And that is very, very frustrating. And I know it's just that is unfortunately just part of the industry that we're in. But if you're good at sales, you will have clients. But it's just one of those, like, I think results talk.
Of course they do. But like, I think a lot of people get really caught up in like people's words. Like for me, I'm like very black and white. Like you're the exact same. Like any clients watching, like I'm so black and white. But I think what happens is like what I see in the industry is like a persona online. I'm like, that's actually not you. Like that's not you.
I think that's just because we know so many coaches.
We know them, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like that is not you. So whatever. But I think people buy into it, and it's like, you're buying into words that they don't even believe, number one. And then it's also, number two, the results. Like, that's what's mad for me. Like, I understand, like, mindset's such a big component. It's a huge part of your coaching. It's a huge part of my coaching. And getting that mental transformation is the way to success for sure. But people also come to you for a visual transformation, right? So it's like, when I see transformation pictures and it's like the same and I can't depict where the fuck is the starting, which one is which, and then I'm confused and I'm like, what am I looking at? But the way that it's worded is so intense that it's like, if I was just like Mary with 2 kids looking for a coat, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a bit of me, but there's no visual transformation, so what the fuck are you paying for?
You mean
Do
they're just very good at like writing captions?
Yeah, for sure. Of course they are. You know what I mean? But it's just very funny. Or like loads of currents. Like I'm all for putting up currents. I could put up loads of currents of clients because I think it's important to share journeys. But where's transformation?
Yeah.
I want to see. Like if I'm looking for a coach, I want to see transformation.
Yeah.
I want to see how that client has done. What's going on? Where's the fucking transformation?
Too many words.
There's so many words and so little visual going on. Yeah. So I thought the whole purpose of a coach was to transform body and mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Together.
But I think there's a lot of confusion at the moment in the industry. I find it so entertaining. Like obviously not for the individuals that's happening to, but like for me to watch, I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
So I would just say like research is key, isn't it?
To finding a good coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it can be difficult. I think it is just, I guess, just watching over a period of time and just seeing how people move, people change.
But even you, like, because I always say, like, you're so, like, what you know and, like, what you've been through and your experiences and everything, like, you're so knowledgeable in the area that you've gone down the PCOS route and everything like that. Like, what you know is, like, so solid. But it's, like, there's other people in the industry that kind of move into things and I'm like, you shouldn't really be moving in that way. Like I wouldn't be going around like saying that I specialize in certain things when I'm not there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if I needed something, like the other day, I had something to ask you, I'd ask you straight away.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I think people, if you don't need to know everything.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like I know I can ask you a question or you can ask me a question, or if someone says something I don't know, I'm like, oh, what is that?
What's that?
I want to know what that is, rather than being like, I know.
Yeah, there's loads of coaches that I feel don't want to ask questions or don't want to, learn more about something because they're scared to come across as if they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But I actually think there's way more integrity in a person who can say, I don't know the answer to that. So let me find that out for you.
Yeah.
Like, I would much prefer to work with someone who says, do you know what? You've asked me that question. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm going to find out for you.
Yeah.
That'd be the best way. And I think a lot of people just kind of miss out on doing that.
I like to have even a second eye on someone.
Oh, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But the amount of times that I'll come to you and be like, look at this person, like, what would you do with them? Or vice versa, like, definitely. And we're obviously in a great position where we can do that because we'll just bounce off each other.
Yeah. But I just think it just, like even if you're a coach watching this and you're just a bit like apprehensive about saying, oh my God, do I need to know everything? Like you don't.
No.
Like you have to evolve. And like I think the industry, like with how intelligent people are coming in now and like the science and everything behind like supplements, there's way more information. Coaches are getting like smarter with like what they're offering. Like I just feel like you can't know everything. Like you just move with everything, and that comes from courses, educating yourself, asking more coaches things. Like that's not a bad thing.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's my little rant today. I've just been seeing it a lot on Instagram. I think it's very funny. It's so funny. Well, it's funny, but it's not funny to it's happening to the people. But like, I just feel like you really need to like take your time with things, and not like follow like hype or something with words like you said. Like you should watch, like really watch the person. You know, Lily is I wish you could see what Lily's doing right now.
Lily's like trying to bury herself underneath the.
But you're really gone down like the PCOS. I love the content you're doing right now.
Thanks.
I think it's really nice.
Do you know what?
It's easy to watch. Your content's so easy to watch.
Do you know what? It's really nice because I feel like, and it's so funny because I was sat in this new apartment yesterday and I was like a little bit emotional because I was like, this time last year, I was genuinely at my very lowest point ever. I was the biggest that I've ever been. My health was the worst that it had ever been. I was so unconfident in myself. My relationship, my environment wasn't right, which I didn't fully understand at the time, but I was going to therapy. I just wasn't happy. And it's mad, like, what can change in a year. And I was sat in this apartment being like, I actually can't believe I'm here right now. Yeah. But it's so nice to be able to look back because I've documented everything. And I feel like it's just given me such a purpose in what I do. Like,
Yeah.
I knew I loved coaching. I knew I loved fitness. I knew I loved helping people gain confidence and look how they want to look and feel how they want to feel. But I feel like because of what's happened to me over the last sort of 3 years, it's just allowed me to have like such a purpose and a passion on like a new level, because I can talk to people who feel unheard, maybe don't even know what's wrong with them yet. And it's just like really nice. And that's why my job now just seems so easy, because I feel like it all just makes sense.
That's nice though.
Yeah.
But your content's so easy and very relatable, like to young and old. Like I think it's very, and what I really like is some people, I think from like, it drives me mad, like they really try to overcomplicate like the science side of things, and
But
like,
no one cares about that.
no one cares.
Like, I know for a full fact, a normal person,
They don't hear it.
no one wants to know about the ins and outs of the science, especially when you just want to know how to fix yourself.
Yep.
That's all anyone that's not a coach wants to understand. What really irritates me, whilst we're on the topic of irritating coaches, is when a coach that doesn't have PCOS has like one client with PCOS and tells people how easy it is to lose weight with PCOS. It's so funny because I did a TikTok about this.
Did you?
Yeah. And it's not blown up, but it did very well.
Yeah, of course.
Of like people with PCOS being like, I'm so glad you spoke about this because it's really fucking annoying. Yeah. Like there was one coach that it just was preaching about how easy it is just because they've had one client. I'm like, PCOS is so, like, it is a syndrome, therefore everyone's experience is going to be different. Yeah. So how can you categorize it just because you've had experience with one client? 100%. Like, it actually just irritates me so much, and it just minimizes how impactful it is.
But I think the biggest thing there is like, I think for you as a coach, like if you're able to simplify, if you're able to break things down that anyone can understand you and get you, that for me, you have my respect.
Yeah.
But if you're going in talking like you're writing a PhD, I'm like, why?
But you're not doing that for your client.
No, you're trying to validate from other coaches, etc. But like, it's just a bit like, I think people really forget, like, as a coach, like, do you see, for example, like River Island, New Look and all them compete, like, you know what I mean? No one's watching anyone. Like, they're just doing their own thing.
Reckon?
I don't know. Like, I feel like they're just like, for me as a coach, honest to God, the only thing I have, like, maybe 3 or 4 coaches, and like, that's being generous, like, in the industry that I really, really admire, and that I will watch a lot, and like, I'll ask questions if I want. Like, I just, like, I have a lot of respect for certain people in the industry. I know you do as well.
Yeah.
But
and what do you think it is about those that you're like, yeah, I respect you?
Just they're very, very chill, very results based, not in your face, like not over the top, and the education and how they work things just speaks volumes.
Yeah,
like through visual, not a lot. Like I've been mentored by one of them for like a number of years, like a few years ago. Like just mellow, and what really draws me to them is they don't care about anyone else in the industry.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Like they just don't care, and I'm like, you shouldn't care. Like for me, like I just don't care. I don't know, should I care more? I don't know, but I just don't. No. Like I'm just very content in what I do. My niche is there, like your niche is there. We're all friends. Like we have a big coaching circle of friends that everyone just bounces off, which is really, really nice. So I don't know, I feel like when you're super content in what you're doing yourself, you don't really
look at anyone else.
But what are you proving? It's like online, you know, when people, like when I got in a relationship first, people were like, are you going to post that? And I'm like, for who? For who? Like, it's my relationship. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, it's for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my page at the end of the day is like a business page. And yeah, I might share eventually in the future, but I'm like, it's so heightened. Everything has to be heightened, you know, like that you have to share everything. But you don't. You don't. Like, that's the thing. And I do think people even starting off in their fitness journey feel like they need to share things.
I definitely used to feel like that.
Did you?
Yeah. I think especially when you've, you know, like maybe like messed up, or, you know, like if you've done like post-show, for example, you feel the need to like say if you've messed up on your diet or something like that. I used to feel like that. Now I just feel like I will share I will be real, but I won't share everything because I don't owe everything to everyone, if that makes sense.
I think you learn that as you kind of get older in the industry. When you grow in the industry, I think you learn that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lily is moving mad. But yeah, I think that's a very good topic to touch on, because I feel like most people, when they come to me, I feel like the biggest issue is like fixing issues, or the big thing for me is like food. Mm-hmm. Is like people's warped perception of not having meals off, or just madness.
It's so funny that you say that, because I've taken on a couple of coaches who've like recently come out of like bodybuilding, PCOS clients, but have come out of bodybuilding. And I was having a chat with one of them yesterday about how like my approach is now different, and they're like what they're doing is now different, and like it's crazy when you step away from that bodybuilding world of how much you're, you know, like the roboticness of bodybuilding, which you need to a certain extent, but then moving away from that, how you can still make progress and like have a meal out. You can, you know, it's a random Wednesday and all of a sudden like you stuck somewhere. Well, yeah, you can eat something that's close to your meal and like still make progress. And they're like, God, like it's actually so weird to be able to do this. But
you have to earn that though.
Is that sort of like false perception that you can't ever
progress
if you're not like absolutely robotic all the time. And I feel like there's a time and a place for that.
100%.
But I think the industry now is there's so many people who would just have this idea that it's either like in or out. Do you know what I mean? And you can't do both.
But like my foot is in the middle right now. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, but that's why I'll always show if I have food out. So do you?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, geez, I didn't realise. Because does it make me less of a bodybuilder? Does it make me less of an athlete? Of a coach? Absolutely not. Like I'm eating food with my friends. Do you know what I mean? Like that, it's madness.
Speaking of which, we've not gone out for food in ages.
We haven't gone out at all since you came back.
No, we haven't done anything.
When are we going to do that? Next week.
Let's
do next. Well, this week. Let's do this week. Okay. No?
Yeah, I mean,
what day is it?
I've got no
my God, I don't even know what day it is. What day is today?
Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Let's do weekend.
Okay, perfect.
We'll do something nice. But yeah, I think on that note, I think that's my rant of this week. But I hope people found that useful, because I think it is an important one to kind of touch on.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like we've been a little bit all over, but it's just this is how we normally talk to each other.
This is the way we speak, like if you were just sitting on the couch with us. So there you go.
We like flip from one topic to another, We just don't shut up the whole time.
No, we have a problem. But that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. We'll be back next week for more, and we'll catch you in the next one.